These are not things you publish. If you publish it, you will never sit with me anything. 3 years of Buhari, everybody's dying, crying. Pressmen are crying, farmers are crying, workers are crying, politicians are crying, students are crying. 3 years old. But the rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change. So,
They should let the person with us because you chose to do that with us, and we appreciate it.
the next university will be my village. University of Transportation. Why are you laughing now? All of you are graduates of one another. There's a common saying that when we are small, charity begins here. My own begin abroad. The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. You can write anything you want to write. The president doesn't care. Does he read? He will read, he will laugh. He will say, come and see, they're abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Odisha, a trader who couldn't sell his goats during Salah. And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying this. He said, come, I mean, what's my business with Odisha goat seller? This country won't change. This country is going nowhere. Nothing, even if you divide the country to 10, to see no change. No, I'm not joking you. When Magnus was my SSG, I told him this country is hopeless, and helpless. So that's topic now, coming from the governor. Nobody saying that. 2 months in Abuja, so that this country is hopeless and helpless. I said, why? He said, you're right. The only thing they do in Abuja is share money. They don't work.
Alrighty, welcome to another episode of the Leadership Standard. My name is Buchilo, and I want to thank everyone who's here today. It's been a minute since we came last, so yeah, how have you all been doing? Hope you all are doing great. I want you all to listen to that audio that was credited to Rotimi Amechi. Rotimi Amechi's voice can be heard audibly on that audio. But before I do that, I want to confirm that my audio's quality is working perfect. All right, so it seems like my audio is working good. Please, I know that if you're just joining us, this is the Leadership Standard with Buchilo. Please kindly subscribe, kindly follow, kindly like, comment as well. Let's make this interactive. I'm going to go back and play the video of Rotimi Amechi so that you all can see where we stand in this country.
If you publish it, you will never sit with me anything. 3 years of Buhari, everybody's dying, crying. Pressmen are crying, farmers are crying, workers are crying, politicians are crying, students are crying. 3 years old. But the rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change. So,
They should let the person with us because you chose to do that with us, and we appreciate it.
the next university will be my village. University of Transportation. Why are you laughing now? All of you are graduates of one another. There's a common saying that when we are small, charity begins here. My own begin abroad. The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. You can write anything you want to write. The president doesn't care. Does he read? He will read, he will laugh. He will say, come and see, they're abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Odisha, a trader who couldn't sell his goats during Salah. And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying this. He said, come, I mean, what's my business with Odisha goat seller? This country won't change. This country is going nowhere. Nothing, even if you divide the country to 10, to see no change. No, I'm not joking you. When Magnus was my SSG, I told him this country is hopeless, and helpless. So that's topic now, coming from the governor. Nobody saying that. 2 months in Abuja, so that this country is hopeless and helpless. I said, why? He said, you're right. The only thing they do in Abuja is share money. They don't work.
The only thing they do in Abuja is share money. They don't work. Welcome, James Friday. Welcome to everyone else. Please remember to share this broadcast. I want you all to understand something. The person who was speaking in that broadcast is Rotimi Amechi. I believe he's a minister of something right now in Nigeria. and he was talking about the state of Nigeria as well as the state of Nigerians. All right, the mental capacity of Nigerians. The only thing they do is share money. As he said, the country is hopeless and helpless. How can we understand this? If you understand where this man is coming from, you understand that he's coming from a place of wealth, power, authority. He doesn't face the same problems that most Nigerians face, but yet he can still open his mouth and say that the country is hopeless and helpless. This is someone that has the power to create hope, and someone that also has the power to create help for people. But he has looked at the country, he has sized the country up, and he knows fully well that this country, Nigeria, is hopeless and helpless based on what he was saying. So I want you all to understand that there is a fundamental problem that exists in Nigeria, and that problem is not going anywhere soon. All right? Same stories, different destructions, different problems. Some same stories, different problems. Everyone keeps recycling the same problems from one administration to another administration. A country that lacks structure, a country that lacks ideas, will be a country that can be evidence like Nigeria. And the leadership of Nigeria doesn't care. As you can hear from what he said, the president of Nigeria doesn't care. He careless. All he does is, as long as he's enjoying his life and traveling around the world, that's all that matters to him. Based on what this man was saying, Rotimi Amaechi was saying the same thing, that the president doesn't care. He doesn't read. He said, he doesn't read. So we're living in a times in Nigeria now where everyone is looking for help. Everyone is seeking for help. Everyone is looking for the next big thing that they can either steal, the next big thing they can either kidnap, the next big thing they can either request ransom from. Because that's the state of Nigeria as it stands right now. There is just problems everywhere. And I'm here to expose some of the reasons why a lot of people are clamoring for the breakup of Nigeria into smaller regions. Some people have been clamoring for restructuring for a long time. They swept restructuring under the carpet. But now a lot of people are tired. And now a lot of people are saying, okay, we're going to do our election. But this election, we want this candidate. We want this candidate. Revolutionary Way, I'm happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining. They're saying they want this candidate. But we understand how politics works in Nigeria. Politics is not the same way it works in other developed societies, where you just talk about the issue-based policies, what you plan to do, and people go and vote you because of that. That's not how it works in Nigeria. In Nigeria, it's a whole different ballgame. In Nigeria, it is about what can you drop, who can you appease, what money can you give. And the heavy hitters in Nigeria are now they're now the flag bearers of their own political parties. The heavy hitters, people who have money, people who have bullion vans, people who have talk about any type of money that you are thinking about, they have the money. And these are the same people that understand how politics works in Nigeria. The politics that works in Nigeria is a politics of stomach infrastructure. The politics that works in Nigeria is the politics of what can I benefit now? Forget about my future. My future can wait. I'm talking about what can I benefit now? That's the politics that happens in Nigeria. But while we are worried about politics and voting and election, we must also understand that the country is still going through its own turmoils. The citizens are having to raise money and pay off bandits, criminals, terrorists. The government is not as effective as most people would require it to be in protecting lives and properties. The healthcare system is shut down. Doctors are going on strike. The electricity workers are going on strike. The university is already on strike. The whole government is on a shutdown and on a collapse. And as we are waiting for this election, life is happening on the other hand. So today I'm not here to tell you anything fancy that you already don't know. Most of you already know what's going on. I'm not here to repeat words. I'm not even here to waste your time. Neither am I here to waste your time. I am here just to tell you that this is the kind of country that I currently live in. A country that Boko Haram terrorists have claimed repentance and they're asking for forgiveness from the people that they have killed. A country where normally people who carry out jungle justice are being killed on the streets like cows and chickens and roasted because of maybe they stole something in the streets and jungle justice is being carried out. But these are Boko Haram terrorists. These are Boko Haram terrorists who have killed people, who have carried out different types of massacres, coming out now to say that they have repented and they need to be forgiven. I believe in second chance. I believe in forgiveness. There's no problem seeking forgiveness. But again, how does that create a sense of justice for those who have been affected by the actions of these terrorists? And I have seen situations where these same terrorists, after they've repented, they go back again to crime. They go back again to Boko Haram. They go back again to terrorism. My question is, what then? How do they plan to maintain this peace that they have chosen, or this path of redemption that they have chosen? Is the government going to be responsible for their future activities, or will they be left on their own? We have seen situations where people who have been internally displaced, the IDPs that have been left in camps because they've been pursued by these Boko Haram terrorists, how these IDPs, rather than them to be helped in the places of where they've been left, they've not been helped there. They steal their food, they steal their clothes, they still even rape some of the women there. So what are we talking about? How can we make a lasting change in a government when we keep making the same mistakes over and over again? So these folks are asking for forgiveness. They're going around cleaning the environment, the community, asking for forgiveness. Is that all it takes to be forgiven in a country where these terrorists have killed so many people? Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? What is the guarantee that this is not a cycle of recycling terrorists? From Boko Haram, they become recycled back into society and take prominent positions into the society. We all know that these people, these Boko Haram terrorists, they are not that smart. When it comes to education, they don't have it. So the point is, even after they repent, what is the likelihood they can get a job, apart from maybe a cleaner or a shoe shiner or a cattle rearer? What is the guarantee that they will not go back to the life of crime and become even hardened to the people that they are for asking for forgiveness? And the question is that the people that they're asking for forgiveness, do they have to forgive them, knowing well that these people have done so much evil? Are they required to forgive them? Why didn't the government plan a pathway of getting justice for the citizens rather than pampering terrorists? Why didn't the government see how they can use these same people that have claimed to repent to find the hideouts of all these other terrorists in the land? Those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. But I'm going to let you decide. I have decided that this is going to be a conversation where we ask ourselves, how do we want to make this happen? How do we want to continue in a country like this? It's going to be a conversation. You are going to decide for yourself. You are going to decide for yourself. So, my brothers and sisters, you have been called upon now to forgive terrorists that have killed your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your uncles. You have been called to forgive them. It is your decision if you want to forgive them or not. As for me, I would say that the forgiveness must come with consequences. It is enough for me to forgive you, but I don't want to see you on my streets. I don't want to see you on my streets. I don't mind forgiving you, but I don't want to see you around me. Go away. Don't come to my area and start doing sanitation. Why are you cleaning my neighborhood? Did I tell you I need you to clean my neighborhood? Did I tell you I don't know how to clean my neighborhood? What are you doing walking around the streets? Who are all these people? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. Because it is, I want you to understand that these same people that they are saying that they are, see, now the governor of Kaduna State, he said terrorists have taken over Kaduna and they have banned political activities towards 20. So what is, how does an election want to hold in a country where terrorists is taking over a whole state? These are the people that they want us to forgive. Terrorists have taken over a whole state and they have banned political activities towards 2023 election. So if they've banned political activities, what is the guarantee that elections will hold? This country is not making progress. We are moving in circles, guys. We're moving in circles. This is how these political elites want people to think that they are making progress in life. But at the end of the day, you'll be back to your square one. You'll be back to your square roots. They've banned political activities. They are taking over regions in Kaduna State, and they are saying there will be no election in those states. The terrorists belonging to Ansaru al-Muslimina, whatever, they believe to have moved to burning Gwari in Kaduna State when they broke away from Boko Haram. They formed their own, and they are now responsible. As you can see, they are responsible for some of the high-profile attacks that are claimed by Boko Haram before the split. He said the terrorists have advanced in their plans to make Kaduna forest areas their permanent operational base for the Northwest region, citing a series of intelligence reports. So they already have their own operational base. We can see it. This is the same El Rufai that was saying that the country was better than Jonathan's administration. That this administration, is better than Jonathan's administration. The reason why these people can make this kind of statement is because they don't suffer the consequences like everyday Nigerians. They do not. Have you seen the convoy that Tinubu drives with? Have you seen the convoy that Buhari drives with? Have you seen the convoy that El Rufai drives with? Can your father drive in that same convoy? Can your mother drive in that same convoy when she's traveling from one state to another state? The answer is no. So when they make proclamations like this, they're not making it for themselves because they will not benefit. They are not facing the consequences. Their children are not facing the consequences. They are making these proclamations for you, the people, the 99% of people who are suffering. These people have DSS protecting them 24 hours every single day. They have police officers on standby. They have soldiers that are parading. So they know that these things don't affect them. They know it doesn't affect them. And even if, God forbid, any of these people are kidnapped, you know for sure that they would raise dust to get them out. And if the government has to borrow money to release any of these presidents or vice presidents or ministers, they will do so. And they won't last a day there, even if they are kidnapped. What is your own hope as his people? Do you want to be in the same enclave? Do you want to be in the same enclave with these terrorists, with these people? You decide. I'm going to let you decide for yourself. Decide for yourself if this is the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. A lifestyle where you have to be afraid 24/7, living a life of fear, a life of drama, a life where nothing is secured. You understand? And this is just Kaduna State. Now let's now move. Revolutionary way said, which is nothing like God forbid. I know why I put God forbid there. I know why. So let's now move to Let's now move to Zamfara State. And I want you to hear this, our sister. This was the lady who interviewed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this lady is also part of the 1%. She's part of the 1%. Now let's listen to her. Let's listen to what she says.
And more than the killings taking place in Borno, more than the killings taking place in Adamawa and Yobe. These are states that are officially at war. Every day, we bury between 30, 40, 50 people. When we are not burying people, we are selling everything we own to pay kidnappers 15, 20 million. Mr. President has not done well for the people of Zamfara. The people of Zamfara love Mr. President. The people of Zamfara came out in 2015 to vote for Mr. President. Despite their hardship, they came out again in numbers. They just concluded elections to vote for Mr. President. Why is Mr. President treating the people of Zamfara as if they are not citizens of Nigeria, deserving of security, deserving to live in their houses and sleep well? Why? This is why we are here today. We demand that Zamfara is made secure. We demand that Mr. President acts like the chief commander-in-chief that he is of the armed forces of Nigeria. All these soldiers here should not be guarding one man. They should be in Zamfara, fighting kidnappers and rustlers and the armed bandits that are killing our.
Did you hear what she said? All these soldiers here should not be guarding one man. That is what they do. That is why I don't trust Nigerians. Because Nigerians are hypocrites. They know the problem, but they will never do anything to solve the problem. They will rather pander to the people who are part of the problem, waiting for their own share to become the problem. That is how I analyze Nigerians. Nigerians know the problem. They will never do anything to solve the problem. Rather, they will pander to the people that are causing the problem while waiting for their own share to become the problem. This is the same lady that was opening her mouth when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got kidnapped, thanking the government of Buhari. But now look at her in the hot sun, part of the protesters, shining her teeth with I'm not making fun of her. I'm not making fun of her. But she's also part of the problem. She's part of the problem, also waiting for the opportunity to become the problem. So let us not deceive ourselves. You can come out here and keep talking all your good English because you know how to speak English. If you don't deal with the problem will consume you. It's either the problem consumes you or you become the problem and create a protection around you to avoid the problem. Why do you think people are living in big mansions in Nigeria and in big estates? The reason why they are living in those estates is so that they can avoid the problem. So that they can avoid the poor people and the riffraffs and all the people that are running around the street trying to make things, to try to make money, and whether it's through kidnapping. So they make fortresses for themselves because they know the problem. We have to wake up and decide if this is how we want to continue. But let us keep listening to her.
Our mothers, our fathers, and our sisters. That is what we demand. We don't really care if Mr. President is distributing 10,000 naira, if he's giving people trader money, if he's giving people money. If there is no life, there is no business. You need to understand, his first job is to provide security in this country. At the moment, he is not providing it. The leaders in the north have let us down. We don't have leaders. All the northern governors put together are not talking about the fact that the north has gone to the dogs. So we the people have decided to take our lives into our hands and come and protest, and we will keep protesting until something is done, because enough is.
Auntie said they will keep protesting until something is done. Nothing will be done, Auntie. Nothing will be done. As soon as you are done protesting in your 30s, when you go into your 40s, you protest again. Then when you enter your 50s, you protest again. When you go into your 60s, you protest for lack of pension. They're not paying you pension. When you enter your 70s, you keep protesting. That is the fate of Nigerians. A life of protests. A life of constant protests. Complaining, and complaining. until nothing is done. Because we are lying to ourselves. We are lying to ourselves. We are lying to ourselves as a people, as a nation. We lie to ourselves that we are united. When we are seeing all the signs of disunity, we lie to ourselves that we are one. When we are seeing all the signs that say we are not one, we lie to ourselves that we love each other. When we see all the signs that show that we don't love each other, we lie to ourselves that we care. When we see all the signs that shows that we do not care. We cannot build a country like this. Rather than live with people who do not love you or care for you, you go and find your own way. You go and find your way. The world is too big. The land is too big, too vast. You go find your way. That's why you see Nigerians are running to all types of countries in this world. There is no country in this world you will not see a Nigerian in there. Why? It's because of the fact that they would rather be a slave in another man's land than being a slave in their own country. At least if you're a slave in another man's land, you don't have to be begging for infrastructures, and begging for water, and begging for light, and begging for food, and begging for all these basic things. Nigerians are hardworking people. Most of the time, what they are asking for is the basic things of life. But the government of Nigeria will ensure that they don't give them the basic things, that they have to beg for it. They have to protest for it. And even after they protest for it, they only give them surface treatment. They only do they just paint the front of the house while the inside of the house is rotten. And they tell you, you see, we created an edifice. We love you so much. Bye. We've done our part. Don't question us anymore. See your peace. That's what they do. They don't solve the problems. Nigeria is a country that maintains the problems. Because what you consider a problem to another person is a form of cash out. That hospital that is not being built, the reason why it's not being built is because someone is cashing out the money that is meant to be used to build that hospital. They allocate money for that, but the money will never be used for that purpose. What kind of country do you want to live in? What kind of country do you want to live in? A country where they isolate you because they consider you as peasants, or a country that even after you protest, nothing is done about it. Everybody goes back home and lives their life like nothing happened. That is where we're living in. A country where blackouts in 2022, there is a blackout that is taking over the whole of Nigeria right now. A governor was making a speech on a particular day, and guess what? They took lights. The electricity people took his lights in his house, in his government house. No inverters, no generators, no fuel, no lights. Enough things to break your spirit and a soul. Enough things to break your spirit. If the governors of the state or the ministers of the state want to take a break, guess where they go to? When they want to take a break from you Nigerians, guess where they go to? They travel abroad. They go to Spain. They go to Greece, Santorini. They go to America. They go to Canada. They go to the UK. They go to Dubai. They go to France. They go to Germany. When you want to take a break, where can you go to? You can't go anywhere. You're still stuck in Nigeria. The governors will travel abroad with their wives, their concubines, their girlfriends, their children, their maids. They go abroad, they chill, come back in 3 days. Honorable, where do you go to? Oh, I just took a brief excursion, a brief vacation. But you are stuck in Nigeria, still fighting for these criminals, still fighting for these people that will make you keep running in circles until you finally run into your grave. Realizing that you never lived up to your full potential as a person. You never really achieved your full potential as a person. It beats my heart. It beats my heart that we have to live in a country where people will put their hand and say, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be this and that and to be this. They call themselves patriots. But the patriotic thing is not adding up. It's not adding up. You call yourself a patriot, but you cannot even drive Innoson motors. You call yourself a patriot, but you cannot even take your children to the same schools that the poor man is taking his children to. You call yourself a patriot, but you cannot even buy a home in Nigeria. All your homes are abroad. New York, Casablanca, Morocco. You call yourself a patriot. That is what they want you to believe, that Nigeria is going to get better. If they tell you Nigeria is going to get better, you have to ask them when. Because after you have done praying in church, casting and binding, you need a job. After you are done, fasting and, being in the hospital or being in the church for 30 days, you need a job. You need work. You need lights. You need water. God is not going to come down from heaven and give you manna. He's not going to come down from heaven and tell any Moses to strike the rock for you. He has given you people to lead you, to provide those things for you. And if they cannot do it, the question you have to ask yourself is why? Why can't they do this? Rather than being docile, shaking your bum on TV 24/7, shaking your yansh on TV, waiting for somebody to send you money without you figuring out how to make things work for yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you to decide. What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? Year in and year out, we hear the same problems over and over again. What kind of country is this? Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thank you, Revolutionary Way. Thank you, Mazi Chisom. Thank you, John, for your comments. Please, I hope to see you guys again when I come back next episode. I'm not going to make any promises because I don't even know when I'm going to come back. But I'll be here again. Please kindly subscribe. Kindly follow the program. Thank you all. Have a wonderful Thursday. God bless everybody.